Do you know what the most common question is that I get asked by business owners? What is the secret to business success? You know, as much as I do, there's no such thing in life as guaranteed. However, after running many businesses of my own, successfully and not so successfully in quite a few of them, and also helping a lot of other business owners really grow their businesses and take them to the next level, I've had a real think about this, and I've boiled them down to about 3 big buckets or categories, if you will. Now, I'm not talking about the usual, strategy, systems, team, finance, cash flow, marketing, ads, Facebook ads, all of that. Yeah, they're all important. However, there is a much more fundamental group of things that you really need to get right inside your business. And if you do those, the chances are going to be very good for your business. Interested to know what they are? That's what this video is going to cover. Let's get on with it. Hit it. So I get asked this question a lot by business owners entering our Firestarter program, which is a program we have to help 6-figure business owners really scale their business to that next level. And the first time I got asked that question, it sort of made me pause and took me aback. And I was like, is there really such a thing as a holy grail? And if there was, what would be those 2 or 3 things that I could sort of narrow down and say, if I could pass this on, that would be the most impactful thing that would really make a huge significant difference inside a business. This video is not about your business. This video is about you. Because let's face it, you're the one in the driving seat. You're the one that's going to make an impact for your business until you pass it to somebody else. You're the CEO of the business, and it's you and your skill sets that you need to master that will allow you to really understand how to take this business to the next level. This is a really important video because it's going to be the one that's going to help you, hopefully, the most to understand from a conceptual level what it takes to really know how to grow your business. Ready? Let's get on with the obvious one first, number 1. The first one is mindset. Yes, I know, obvious, but I'm not just talking about the normal mindset here. I'm talking about you having a CEO mindset. And even though it sounds really obvious, it is very important, because without it, your business will not grow. No matter how much you know, no matter what you can do, no matter what your business idea is, if you don't have the right mindset towards understanding how you're going to grow your business, having the right money mindset, having the right mindset to keep yourself motivated and your team, having the believability in yourself and the self-confidence that this is going to happen no matter what, because there will be tough times. Let's face it, there will be tough times. So what we want to really grasp here is, number 1, the mindset that we all talk about usually, which is the money mindset, the sort of the strength, the commitment, the motivation, the self-belief. All of that stuff is fantastic. But also we need to focus on what the CEO mindset needs to do. And I've got a video about it here, which covers the top 10 things for having a CEO mindset. And when I'm talking about CEO mindset here, I'm talking about you understanding and having the right mindset of what it will take to grow your business, of being able to not be a perfectionist, of being able to be disciplined, to be patient, to act with logic and not fear, to be able to be strategic, to understand where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, and be able to sort of outsource or hire other people to be able to bring that in. There are a whole bunch of things that you need to understand within the mindset to be able to understand that you by yourself, you will not be able to do everything. So you will need to get help from other places. Now, you don't need to go and hire 1,000 people. You can even outsource certain things to subcontractors or other places. But understanding where your strengths are, understanding where your weaknesses are, and being really self-aware is going to be hugely important. So go and have a look at that video, but don't go just yet, because the next 2 are going to be really important. Ready? Let's get on to the second one. The second one is know-how. Now, what do I mean by know-how? Well, this is really important to sort of understand and define the term that we're using here, because we can say know-how is like knowledge, but it's not. There's a very fundamental difference. We can start off with having a whole bunch of data. These are numbers and words and bits and pieces of stuff all over the place that really haven't been connected and don't make sense. That's what data is. When you start putting it together, that becomes information that you can sort of take. So once you understand and sort of are able to process that information and be able to sort of apply it, that's knowledge. Now, know-how is one step further than that, and that is the combination of knowledge and experience. And that's the know-how of how to do certain things the right way based off of what has happened before and sort of best practices, if you will. So how do you go about building know-how? Well, you can go about it several ways. One way is to be able to go and get the education, practice it yourself, and make the mistakes, and learn from your experiences. And that's a perfectly fine way, and many, many people have done that in the past. It's just a longer way, and it will take you more time to do so. It's also a potential way that might cost you a lot of money in mistakes as well. But as long as you're careful, you're managing your risks, you're understanding that you're able to do all of these things at a certain sort of small bite-sized pieces so that you can get that know-how over time, that's perfectly fine. So what you would need to do in that scenario is you need to be able to say, right, let me go and read as many books as possible. Let me go and sort of watch as many videos as possible, like this one. Let me go and try and get as much information so I can then get that knowledge. And then I go and apply it. And when I make mistakes in certain cases, I will be able to learn from that and adapt these over time to be able to actually turn that into know-how. Once you've got the right know-how of how to run a business, then that is going to be what really enables you to have the most impact in your business. Now, I know it sounds obvious, and I know you might think, hey, that's a bit of a cheat. It's not. It's really, really important. And the distinction here is really important. Getting the know-how of how to run a business is going to be really important for you as the CEO of your business. By the way, if you're finding value in this video, I would really appreciate you taking a couple of seconds just hitting that like button. It really makes a difference to the video and the channel. Thank you very much. The second way you can do this is by going and sort of seeking advice and getting a shortcut, if you will, from other people who've done it before, where they can save you years of misery and save you years of time and money and all of that stuff. And they'll say, hey, don't do this. I did that in the past and it didn't work. I did that and that was a huge mistake. It cost me a lot of money. Do this instead because that's what seems to be working. And getting that know-how and experience from other people and passing it on to you can be a much, much quicker route to do that. Now, which way is better? That's up to you based on the resources that you have. That's up to you based on how much risk you have in terms of the appetite for risk that you have. All of these kind of things are going to be factors in how you attain that know-how, if you will. But when we're talking about know-how, what are the things that we need to understand? Under this bracket, this is where you come up with where we've talked about systems and processes right at the beginning when I talked about cash flow and finance and strategy and being able to hire teams and leadership. That's the know-how. All of that comes under that bracket. And that's why it's really important to be able to grasp that. Now, where can you start? I would start by reading some of the books that I've listed in this video here, where they can pass you that information so that you can grasp that as knowledge, and then come onto these kind of videos and forums, comment, ask questions, and you can be able to sort of over time grab that know-how and sort of practice it on a small scale in your business so that you can take the risks and understand what works and what doesn't work. If you are in a business, one of the things that you will be doing is split testing and being able to take a small amount of risk and see what's working, what's not working over time whilst managing your cash flow. That's going to be really, really important. Another way that you can do this is by getting a coach or getting a mentor or sort of finding a community of like-minded people that can pass on that experience. Masterminds are some of the most powerful things that you can have to be able to get that know-how. Masterminds are you sitting in groups of people, of other business owners, for example, and each one will have their own sort of mistakes that they've learned from and their own know-how. So somebody might have a huge amount of knowledge and expertise and know-how in systems and processes. Another person might be very strategic. Another person might be brilliant at marketing. And having that peer support becomes really, really powerful. Everyone who's in business who has succeeded is in a mastermind. And that includes Elon Musk and all of these people. They will all have masterminds at their own level. Now, the trick here is to join a mastermind of peers that are similar to your level, but also have their own experiences and are complementary, because you don't want to be in a mastermind where people are so much more experienced than you and they will sit there and they will feel that they're not getting back in return what they're giving you, for example. And that is very, very different from mentorship. If you're going to go for mentorship or coaching, you will pay the person money and you will say, hey, can you guide me? And they will support you. And they are getting in return a monetary sort of compensation for that. And that's fine. And that's where things like the Firestarter program, which does have masterminds involved inside it, and coaching and guidance and learning and giving you that know-how, that's one way of going about it. Now, this video is not about me trying to market that program. You can check it out if you want, but that's not the point. The point here is getting that know-how, and there are many, many ways to do that. So that's know-how. Let's get on to the final one, which is just as important. Last but not least is relationships. Now, Relationships is going to be one of the most important things that's going to move your business. Now, I'm talking about relationships here with your team, with your clients, with your suppliers, with other peers and networking, having the masterminds like I spoke. Relationships and building relationships is going to be hugely important for your business, and understanding how you build the right relationships, where you can build partnerships, where you can build affiliates things. There are lots and lots of ways that you can build relationships. And when you look at these three, when we start putting these three together, where it's the mindset to allow you to have the belief and the understanding and being in the right place of mind to be able to push and keep going at your business, getting the right know-how, and that is a combination of getting the right knowledge and experience and making and forming the right relationships with your team, with your clients, with your suppliers, with your partners, with basically whoever the business interacts with, becomes a huge milestone. And putting those three together, if I was to sum up a whole sort of category of buckets of these things, those would be it. Obviously, this video by itself will not solve all of the problems. It allows you to understand where to focus, and it allows you to start saying to yourself, right, I need to work on mindset, I need to attain sort of know-how, and that's the combination of knowledge and experience. How do I do that, and what options do I have that will enable me to do so with the current resources and time and risk that I've got, as well as how do I build the right relationships with my team, with my clients, with my partners, with my suppliers, so on and so forth. Get those three right, your business is going to do well, because everything that you'll see in this channel, no matter what video you watch, will probably come under one of those three brackets. Now that you know, I want you to put down in the comments below which one you feel is the most important. And if you think that we've left anything out, please put it down in the comments below. Now, remember, I'm not talking here about specifics in terms of strategy, in terms of systems, in terms of leadership. I want some big encompassing categories that you feel we've missed out. And I'd love to read your comments and I will respond back to them. Okay, so the next video that I would recommend for you to watch, if you haven't seen it already, it's the CEO mindset video, because that really starts off by looking at the top 10 things a CEO mindset should have. And if you've seen that one, here's another video that YouTube is recommending for you. So please go ahead and click on it, and I'll see you on the other side.